This is Rock with J-Man. It's with Joeseph Kelly. How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Good, man. Just enjoying life. Just finally getting out of school. Finally getting out of school.
Oh, yeah, I know my son has that too. I think he has one more week of school and that's it.
Oh man, it sucks. Like our school does not have any ACs. They don't do ACs, and we are like in 84-degree weather right now. So it's just.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm in Florida too, so I'm in Florida, so I know how that is.
I'm actually in New York,
Oh, okay.
Buffalo.
You said Buffalo?
Yeah, Buffalo.
Okay, cool. I actually went to college in Rochester, New York.
So, what started off your love for Killer Clowns?
Killer Clowns. Well, it's pretty much just my first love was filmmaking, then it was horror films, and I've done a couple before with serial killers. And then pretty much coming upon the Clown Motel, the scariest motel in America. No one's done a movie about it. So I'm like, why not, And clowns, I always Killer Clowns from Outer Space, it. And then later on, Terrifier too, I love that as well. But yeah, we're kind of in the same realm as Terrifier because they started, I think, a year or two before us, but we've been going at this for like a good 8 years now with the whole franchise.
So with that being said, about like you like the Terrifiers movie, does that mean that the Terrifiers movies inspire you for like maybe their gore as well? Like you try to match their gore?
Yeah, because I do appreciate their gore. I know the director's big in that special effects. For myself, I do. Let's see. So Clown Motel, like the second one, first one, we have our horror, and then we have our comedy too. It's like a mixture. But the third one, we're going to try to make more deeper, darker, and stuff. And they do have some great kills in the second one too. So, we're planning out a whole death list. I mean, this is a big cast. We probably have like 60, 70 people. So you'll probably see about 30 deaths.
Yeah, it was like I watched the first one. It was a really good movie. So with that being said, about you're saying you want to go for a darker path with the third one. So if you make a fourth one, would it be even darker? Like, do you want to make the series less comedy and more twisted and cruel?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And then I might do a second part to this third one, so I don't know if I'll do a fourth, but three part, two, and then I'd probably make it as equal to the third. We're still gonna have our humor moments and stuff, but we just gotta see, how much gore we want to use, and I mean, how much we could get away with, because I mean, if we did too much, can we get in theaters? So we gotta decide on all that.
When you first started this, do you think this would ever turn into a trilogy?
Honestly. Not how it could go either way. I was 50-50 on it. I thought we had a pretty good fan base and people liked it. And then after seeing the first one get released and going to Walmart and getting sold out in 12 countries and playing in the Turkish box office and all that, I knew we had something there. So I'm like, might as well keep building on it.
So I have to ask, why did Hammy have to rape his victims? That was the most unclowny scene of the movie.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I actually looked like at YouTube. If you look at YouTube, you could see like the ranks, like. And yeah, that was one of the highest viewed scenes for some reason. And
Bro.
sometimes you have to do stuff that stands out, And and they said the second one we didn't do as much with Hammy. So we're gonna try to do on the third one, we're gonna try to match it at least somehow.
You're gonna have Hammy rape a lot of people in the third movie.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. He wants to get some clown chicks, but we'll have to look for some turkeys or something.
Did you hook up with the celebrities that you have in these movies?
Do I hook up with the celebrities?
Yeah, like how'd you get them in all these movies?
Oh, okay, okay. I thought you meant like a makeout session.
Wow, yeah, bro.
Yeah. No, so actually with Tony Moran, I met him in Kentucky when we did the Fright Fest. So that's the first Halloween Michael Myers. He's been with us. Jason Voorhees, Ari Lehman, I met him through a mutual friend who had him in a film. And then, now we have about 10, 11 names on the film, and they're on like productions I worked with. So we have connections kind of that way, like Jenna Jamison, so that's like our hot item right now.
So with that being said about you saying you want part three to be more dark and twisted, is there anything else that's gonna be upcoming with part three? Anything different? Maybe the clowns go on a road trip, something like that.
Yeah, no, we still have like a good amount of clowns. Like the second one, I think we had 40, 50 clowns. We might have a little more clowns. One thing we're gonna add in this one is a little more scenery. You know, we're gonna have like a lake island, which is gonna be pretty cool, an escape room. So a couple different scenes there. I still have the cave, still have the Clown Motel. But other than that, you know, it's just gonna be a bigger horror cast and no names in the film, and it's gonna be pretty big, I think.
And you are in the home stretch of crowdfunding, is that right?
Per se, yeah, we're about halfway through right now, and we have a lot of action going outside the campaign as well, which is good. So you might see one number there, but it's actually double of what it is. And you know, ideally, we need 100,000 for the Indiegogo. We have another source of income from the other source, but it's a whole process. We got 20 days left, and then we go into in demand. So you know, even if it ends, you can still be a part of it because we have 3 months until filming. So anyone could join.
Including me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I might just give you a special thanks just for doing this.
And there are some awesome perks like being in the movie and your chance to act with some of the bigger name guest stars.
Oh yeah, definitely. So we have special thanks for $10, digital download package with a special thanks for 20. And then you got your DVD bundles, and you have your picture in the movie and act with like Jason Voorhees, Ari Lehman. You get to pick this whole list. And we actually released a video today too, which is pretty cool and shows like little glimpses of all the horror icons that are going to be there. So that those range probably from $700 to a couple thousand.
Who are all the cameos in part three?
All the cameos in part three. So of course, we have returning is the Ari Lehman, Jason Voorhees, who we talked about. He was the little kid in the lake. Then we have the first Michael Myers, who was unmasked in Halloween, Tony Moran. Eileen Dietz from The Exorcist. In the original 1973 Exorcist, she was the little demon in the TV, and she also played the stunt double. And then Jenna Jamison, we know what she does, adult industry for a while, and she was also in Zombies vs. Strippers, I believe it was. And we have Brett Wagner, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, 2003, Kemper Kill. We have Lisa Wilcox from Nightmare on Elm Street. She played in part 4 and 5. And I'm just trying to open this up right now because I don't have my file on me right now. Then we have Mindy Robinson returning, who is pretty cool. Um, oh, and first time working with Oliver Robbins from Poltergeist. He was the kid in the beginning, and he got attacked by a clown because it's ironic because he'll be the clown this time around. And Robert Mukes from House of a Thousand Corpse. He played Rufus. And of course, the first ghost face from Scream, Lee Waddell. And Al Burke, WWF, and he played Punchy in the Killjoy series. And I mean, joining the military though is Joseph Poliquin from Five Nights at Freddy. So he had a pretty cool scene there.
So, with you saying that you get some of your inspiration from Clowns from Outer Space, Terrifier 2, since your movie series is getting bigger and bigger, do you hope in the future you can maybe do something like your clowns going to space, or maybe you can collab with Terrifier? Like,
Yeah. No, like I'm like in the middle. Like I could never do a movie like Sharknado with sharks flying in tornadoes. I kind of
yeah.
and I might enjoy it, but I like it like half realistic at least.
Hmm.
Um, but other than that, like we do have big hopes for this where we could get it to that level where Terrifier 2 was. I know it's a lot of work and stuff, but between this one and part two, will be pretty cool. And the only thing about this one and part two might be is this one's more military clown based, while the next one's going to be like a big convention buzz, like sci-fi, anime convention, gamblers. So it'll be like a mixture crowd. So it'll be cool.
So, the first movie is on Tubi. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? What I mean by that is, do you get any money from that?
Yeah, no, that's a good question too. And I always have with my distribution contracts to do like a VOD first and DVDs first. And even though DVDs are going out, Best Buy, I think, stopped selling them. Target stopped selling them. It's crazy. I think the only place is Walmart, Blockbuster closed. So video on demand and DVDs I love. And I usually have a clause in my contract where it's at least 6 months of that. And then we go to Tubi TV. An example is I could rent one video on demand, and it would be equal to about a couple hundred people watching it for free. So it's like one person versus a couple hundred people. So, but we still get some from Tubi TV and stuff. It's just a little harder with streaming.
And you have a comic book coming out, is that right?
Yeah, we actually just announced that this weekend. So it's very exciting stuff. It's going to be the first Clown Motel. It's going to be actually based on that movie you saw. So we're going to have the Stoner, Bachelorette Girls, some clowns in it. And it'll be a small comic with like 10 characters and stuff, but it'll be a nice 26, 28 pages. And we'll sell that online and we'll sell it at the Clown Motel and probably like Barnes and Noble and stuff too. And that'll be out next year with the movie.
What do you think about Renty Cortia, Romeo Miller, and Tobin Bell starring in another movie called Clown Motel? And it's
Yeah.
basically the exact same thing as your.
Yeah, no, some people got that confused and stuff, and we actually had some issues with that because originally they had Curse of the Clown Motel, and I was okay with that. And then they took Mindy Robinson, as I said, it was in our movie. She's one of the lead actresses, and they got her fiance Randy Couture in their movie, and I'm like, okay, sure. And then they got a few other people from our movie in their movie, and then they changed their name to Clown Motel. So yeah, it was a little iffy, but I think they can't release it in the USA. That's the only thing.
Would you want to sue them?
I don't want to sue them. I just want them to make it right, change their name back.
Well, you could sue for that. You know, you could do that.
Yeah, yep. And we send them a warning letter and stuff too. So yeah, hopefully things, but yeah, it's crazy that's like one thing I try to avoid, but with the industry as you get further and stuff, because we had Clown Motel since 2015, we have it registered LLC, the trademark and all that. And just building up this whole franchise for 10 years. And then someone comes in and someone actually, for an example, try to do a movie called Clown Motel 3 without even being related to the franchise. And I'm like, what?
I dare you to sue them and just take all their money or just try to ruin the movie in general.
Yeah. If they change the title and maybe pay for a licensing fee, I'll be okay with that. But yeah, I know there's a lot of people that will try that and stuff. But I try to look for because legal stuff could go years and years, and I'd rather just be gone so I can move on with the next films and stuff. But yeah, they should definitely be responsible for their actions.
Well, I guess Clown Motel Massacre came out before yours, so is there no locking down a haunted clown movie then?
Clown Motel Massacre.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with that one. What year did that come out?
I think like just like 4 years maybe before yours. I don't
Oh, okay. I see Clown Motel Massacre 2018. So we shot in 2017, 2018 with the feature,
know.
and then we
Okay.
had the feature released in 2019. But then we also did, I don't know if you know, the pilot, the short film. We did that with Angie Stevenson and Casey Hendershot, who played Michael Myers also. And we shot that, I believe, in 2015. So yes, and there's a couple, spin-offs, Clown Motel Massacre, some other ones too, and they're smaller, fun films, and yeah.
And you have another movie called Clowny coming out. Will it tie into Clown Motel at all? Uh,
Yeah, no. So if you saw Clown Motel 1, I think you saw Gondola and he was holding a clown doll.
mhm.
So it's not really related to it, but we had a good fan base where we kind of brought it over, and my son's actually in it too, which is kind of cool. So we're actually done with the first edit on that. We have to do fantasy scenes now. But we put a couple elements from Clown Motel into Clowny. And the clown doll just takes the kid into Fantasyland, like, the three little pigs or trolls under the bridge.
Do you prefer acting or directing?
Kind of a mixture. I mean, it definitely is hard to do both at the same time, but I do like directing. And then if I'm doing a solo movie, like I'll give you an example, Compatible. That's actually, I think, my best performance there, and that should be coming out next year. So I definitely like both too. So it goes back and forth, and depending on the role, depending on the movie, that has an impact as well.
So would you rather be like a famous actor or would you rather be a famous director?
I mean, I don't know. I maybe just the directing. I'd like to be both. I'd say 50-50, but if I had to choose one over the other, probably directed just because it's not just one thing, it's like the whole film because, it's pre-production, writing it, post-production, and you get to see a whole vision come to life instead of just one character, which is great too. But
I love you as the drug lord VIP guest in Training Day.
oh yeah, Training Day.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You really stole that scene.
I have to watch that one.
What made you want to be a director?
Um, it was pretty much just going into like middle school, high school. I just wanted to make films, create films and stuff, and I didn't know which level. I mean, I like post-production editing, but directing makes the whole film come together. And I like creating the story too. So it was just love since I was, 9, 10 years old, picking up a camera and just shooting with the family.
And you have a movie about wrestling. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, so is it the documentary? Yes. So I did Atlanta, Georgia. I did wrestling school for a few years with Curtis Hughes, WWF, and I also did in New York with Colin Delaney, and he was in WWE for a few times. And yeah, no, that was pretty much just a documentary on the whole wrestling school behind the scenes, and that's a shorter version, about 30 minutes.
Um, will you have a bunch of wrestler cameos in as clowns or something like that?
No, I like to switch it up, but we do have the Al Burke, WWF. So I did wrestle a couple people, and he was actually in The Wedding Singer too with Adam Sandler, with Billy Madison as well. So that was pretty cool.
How do my followers follow you?
How many followers? So really I'm only on Facebook. I mean, we have YouTube also and stuff. But like our Facebook fan page is, a modest 18,000, 19,000 people. Our email list is about 5,000 people. And then we have people attached to our films too, like Relic, who has about 800,000 followers. Willie Vaca, 400,000 followers. And like all together, the cast of Clown Motel, we probably have about a combined like 4 million followers.
You're gonna have to hook up your boy with like at least a cameo, special thanks to Raku Chamas, something like that in Clown Motel for that. Come on now.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I got your first special thanks.
Thank you. One question time. You're on death row and it's time for your final meal. What is on the menu?
Oh man, I don't think that question was ever asked. Oh man. I'd probably say a nice steak or a lobster.
Like I'm gonna let you know you can have anything. Like you can have like special steak, like the Wagyu stuff, like 24 karat edible gold, like kind of steak, like
Oh
really
yeah.
special things.
Now I'm trying to think. Morongo Casino. I forgot. I think it was a Kansas steak, but I went. It was like maybe a couple $100s. It was nice. It was modest, but it was like probably about like 6, 7 inches high and like that. And it was yeah, it was a nice steak.
So it's death row and time is over. How are you getting executed in prison?
I mean, what's the legal ways now? But
Killing clowns. Huh?
yeah, I'd probably do injection
Injection?
if I was probably back in the day. Maybe squad fire, but
Yeah, like Byron Scott. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So if you could have any superpower, what would you choose?
If I could have what?
Any superpower.
Any superpower? Mm, I mean, I guess is it just like flying? Is that considered one? Just
Yeah, yeah. Any superpower, anything you can think of.
probably just flying.
Well, thank you for being on my show. It's been my pleasure speaking with you. You got to give me that cameo, brother. Give me a special thanks. Mention my name. Mention me.
All right, definitely. And then is this gonna be video, audio?
This is gonna be a video. I'll post it on like my Facebook, my YouTube, all that stuff.
All right, sounds great. And then once you're done, email me and then I'll post it on our fan page as well.
All right, thank you so much, man. You were a pleasure.
All right, you as well. Thanks so much.
All the luck. Wish you all the best luck.
All right, you as well. Bye.